Blues here at the Wintrust Arena. Jack Thiel here alongside James Stoll III. It's the Seton Hall Pirates visiting your DePaul Blue Demons. And James, it's been a rough 2022 for these Blue Demons on a 5-game losing streak. They're last in the Big East, 0-5. Javon Freeman-Liberty's done his part. He has been a dog. He has averaged 21 points on the year so far. He scored a career high 34 in Saturday's loss against Villanova. But it seems like DePaul has had a hard time finding that second guy to really complement JFL's game.
Yeah, it's just been a rough start to the year, and considering this team had somewhat higher expectations than normally because of the new coaching staff and the way Javon was playing from the non-conference games. They were hoping David Jones could pick up the second spot for him, and so far it hasn't worked out perfectly. Who knows, maybe they could try something out. Instead of just making one guy help him out, they got to try to get everyone to compliment him, whether it be on offense or defense or passing, to take a little bit of load off of Javon.
Yeah, on the other side, you have a unit of a squad, and the Seton Hall Pirates coming in as a ranked team off one of their best wins, an overtime win against the Connecticut Huskies. They are led by forward senior Jared Roden and Harvard transferred Bryce Aiken. What is something about Seton Hall's game that really makes them so effective?
Well, they haven't made as much mistakes as DePaul has this year so far, and they've been able to keep things going. They don't let one loss affect them. They don't let themselves get on a large losing streak like this, and they can fight to the end like they did against UConn.
Yeah, it's a team that's really played well, led their head coach, Kevin Willard. And now here are today's starting lineups. First for the Seton Hall Pirates, it'll be Bryce Aiken, Miles Kale, Alexis Yetna, Jared Roden, and the Big East blocks leader, Ike Ubagayo, who had 6 blocks in his last game. He has been a threat on the boards. And for your DePaul Blue Demons, Jalen Terry inserted into the starting lineup. Javon Freeman-Liberty, Yor Ane making his second consecutive start in place of Nick Ongenda, David Jones, and Brandon Johnson. This is a DePaul team that could really use a W. Last in the Big East. Seton Hall could really use a win right here. Upgrade already is what a stoked resume. They have Marquette and Providence waiting. For DePaul, it doesn't get any easier. You have Xavier, Creighton, Villanova, Connecticut, and Xavier up next. So for DePaul, things get a little tough, but the thing about DePaul is, James, they're in all these games. The only game they were not in was the Providence game. They had a 7-point lead against Villanova. They had a 4-point lead against Marquette last game. I believe they had a 5-point lead against St. John's. I believe they were tied against Butler. They've had multiple chances to really take advantage of these games. It just seems like everything falls on JFL, and there's no complimentary basketball.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to win in this conference because Providence, Creighton, St. John's, you got all these great teams who don't need to rely on just one guy. They got to try to emulate that without completely copying them and do it our own way. But we don't want to overstrain JFL because if he gets hurt, then I don't know where we're going to go from there.
Yeah, JFL, though, he's been playing some of his best basketball all year long. And we're set to get underway at this odd tip-off time, 4 o'clock here at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. It's going to be Ane tipping it off alongside Uba Go. Might mispronounce that name a couple of times. My apologies. But he is one of the best shot blockers in the country. Stands in at 7'2" and 270 pounds.
Yes.
And here we go. And Ane wins the tip. And Javon Freeman-Liberty brings the ball up. So Jalen Terry hands it off to Jones. Back to Freeman-Liberty. Liberty off the screen. The mid-range shot is up and good. JFL starts the game with a mid-range 2.
Great to see Terry getting some more starting time, considering he was a transfer here not too long ago, and his defensive presence can certainly help this team, especially since they're somewhat lacking in the size department compared to their big men. 6 blocks now, that's just tremendous.
And there's the leader of the Pirates, Jared Roden, the graduate student, has been a part of this program all years, has played with some of the best players in Seton Hall history, alongside Miles Powell. If you're familiar with Big East basketball, you're familiar with Miles Powell. Jared Roden, you can't miss him with those pink Under Armours. As Terry's mid-range is up and good. So 2 trips, 2 scores for the Blue Demons as they lead 4-2.
Yeah, let's just hope they can stop the attack. They don't want to go a constant back and forth between, because that can kill you.
This is a Seton Hall team that really plays on all levels of scoring. They have mid-range and inside guys in Aiken and Roden, and they have a 3-point specialist in Miles Kale. As Yetna misses the mid-range, and that's going to be an offensive rebound. Aiken holds it, gives it to Roden. Roden for 3. That's off the back iron. Terry with the rebound. He pushes it up the court.
Ooh, a little extra
Dribbles it up, a little bit of contact. No foul called. Terry, step back 3. That's off, and that's going to be off the hands of Kale, and it's going to be DePaul ball under the basket.
DePaul got lucky with that one off the offensive rebound by Seton Hall. That's really where the size advantage comes into play here, and you got to hustle a lot more, and you need to swarm him. That's what a lot of the good teams do. If you have an oversized big man, you'll swarm him so he doesn't get the rebound and force him to take a shot.
Yeah. Freeman Liberty drives in. The floater is up, and that one bounces in. And this is going to be a great matchup. Roden and Freeman Liberty, 2 of the best players in the Big East going at it. And Liberty's had that challenge these past couple of games going against guys like Gillespie, Justin Morris. Roden hits that mid-range shot. Last game it was Darryl Mosley of Marquette, and against St. John, Julian Champagne. So, Freeman Liberty has kind of got that status where people recognize that he is going to be a guy that can really win you basketball games, as he has the ball here up top on the key, uses the screen off of Ney. Johnson, and that's a bad pass actually to Terry in the corner. Jones for 3 on the wing.
Nice.
He hits the 3. Like you said, James, in the pregame, David Jones is a guy that does have to step up. He is second on the team in points with 14, and right there he gets a 3 as the Blue Demons lead 9-4.
Yeah. Just got to watch out for the somewhat sloppy passing because Javon almost tipped it away. And, nice block.
Yeah, and Ney swats that one away. Jones drives up the court, goes in. He loses that one. That's going to be deflected off of Roden. So that will be the Paul ball. And Ney with a block with authority right there. This is going to be I would love to see how many blocks total we'll see by the end of tonight. 2 guys, Ubago and Ney, are shot blockers. Terry will go up to Freeman Liberty on the free throw line. Liberty drives in, goes to Terry on the wing. Terry off the screen, kicks it to Ney inside. He is fouled. The question is, who was it on? It could be on Ubago or Yetna. It looks like that's going to be on Yetna. Yep, that'll be on Alexis Netya. First foul the whole game, his first, of course. So Ney will go to the line for 2 free throws, making his second straight start, coming in for Nick Ongenda. So Stubblefield trying to find some rhythm as he makes the first one, trying to find some type of lineup. Which guys are going to contribute here? You're on a 5-game losing streak. Obviously, something's got to change. And Stubblefield, in his first year as head coach, he's trying to find which lineup works best for me. And this is the first time all 5 started together. So something we might see over the stretch of this year.
So far, it's looking great. They just got to hope. They just got to keep the momentum going and don't let it slip away.
Yeah, so there's Bryce Aiken. He misses off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Yet another floater. That's off. That's rebounded by David Jones.
Nice defense by Terry yet again. You always love to see a defensive style point guard.
David Jones drives in, kicks it to Johnson. He's able to control it. Ane for 3. Ane's off. Roden with the rebound, pushes it to Aiken. Aiken brings the ball up, kicks it to the corner. Miles Kale, or Yetna, I should say, will pass it up top to Roden. Roden up top to Yetna. Yetna for 3. Yetna misses the 3. That will go out of bounds and DePaul basketball.
Yeah, that was just a bad shot by Yetna. In the case of Ane, he was wide open and it looked like a good shot. It just bounced off the rim. Yetna, I don't even think that touched the rim.
So
hit the side of the backboard.
Maybe Willard agrees with you, James. Not a good shot by Yetna as he is subbed out. And now it's going to be number 2 for the Pirates, Trey Jackson, who comes in at 6'10".
Yeah, this is a really big team.
So you have a 7'2" center and a 6'10" forward. And for the Pirates, that's Freeman. Liberty's mid-range is good. And he extends the lead to 9. And Seton Hall is in a little bit of a drought right now, shooting 1 of their last 7, scoring draw in the last 2 minutes as Roden drives in.
Ooh,
he
nice
loses
steal.
it. David Jones pushes it up. Terry with the ball. Kicks it to Liberty. Liberty is swatted from behind by Umago. And Liberty goes into the student section, but Brandon Johnson is fouled. So we're going to go to a quick break. A lot of action going on so far as the Blue Demons lead 13-4.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
We go to a 60
And
after
lastly,
this, and go
it's
right
back to the car, which, if you're
Actually,
buzzed...
go to a 30. Go to a 30 and back there, and then go back.
Could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I liked kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
It's been all Blue Demons so far here at the Winchester Arena. Jack Field alongside James Stoll the third. A lot of action so far, James, but you got to like what you're seeing on DePaul, both sides of the basketball. Holding to Seton Hall, 25% from the field, 4 points only. And for DePaul, complimentary basketball. Devon Freeman Liberty's doing his thing. But you also have a guy like David Jones who has 3 points. Jalen Terry, who's playing excellent defense and 2 points. And Yorane, who's drawing some fouls and playing some complimentary defense.
And Ogenda with a nice defense and blocking. You like to see it from Ogenda, stepping up to the plate, carving out a role for him, looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, and a lot of action when we just went to break. Javon Freeman Liberty drove to the basket, but the Big East shot block leader, Ike Ubago, who had 6 blocks the last game, showed one right there, but Johnson was able to retrieve the block, and Trey Jackson fouled him. So Johnson will be going to the line for 2 free throws. This is something DePaul did against Villanova on Saturday, but the problem was they couldn't sustain it, and that's the question today. Can they sustain this level of play? Jalen Terry has probably one of the most impressive guys. He did a good job of guarding Connor Gillespie in that first half, and today he's doing a good job so far, really keeping Bryce Aiken and Miles Kale in check.
Yeah, you definitely want to see a lot more defense from the smaller guys on the team, because this is a team with a lot of guards and not a lot of forwards, so you need to compensate with that with very defensive-minded guards.
So a couple substitutions as Johnson makes that free throw. We have number 4 for Seton Hall, Tyrese Samuel, coming in for his first appearance, comes in for Ike. So the Seton Hall, you say they get smaller, but not really. Still they have 2 6'10" guys on the court. And also Kadari Richmond, who had a career game against Connecticut last week, in as well. So Kevin Willard making a couple substitutions. There's a miss right there and a rebound by the Blue Demons. Terry pushes up. Nick Ongenda in for Yorane as well. So Liberty with the ball. He'll kick it to Terry on the wing. Terry off the screen. Behind is Ongenda, but a good job on the defense awareness by Samuel. He hits it out of bounds, so it'll be DePaul ball down low.
Got to keep those near turnovers to a minimum, because that can kill you, especially late.
Yeah.
It did kill us the last few games when we couldn't sustain it because of bad turnovers like that, or almost turnovers.
And almost 5 seconds. Terry able to get rid of it to David Jones. And Freeman Liberty posting up Bryce Aiken. Double team on him now. David Jones up top for 3. That's off the back rim. The Harvard transfer, Bryce Aiken, retrieves the rebound. Kicks it out to Richmond. Richmond out back to Aiken. Freeman Liberty on Aiken. Aiken can't find anywhere to go. This is the matchup Freeman Liberty wants right now. Two of the most outstanding guards. Johnson on Richmond. Richmond drives in inside to number 2, Trey Jackson. And now Jalen Terry drives up inside to Nick Ongenda. Pump fakes it, puts it up. He's fouled and the and one for the center. Nick Ongenda sells the pump fake and puts in the 2. And DePaul's lead is now to double digits.
Coach Willard of Seton Hall isn't really liking how he just got faked like that.
So, a couple substitutions as well. Javon Johnson will come in for the Blue Demons, and Philmon Gieberwitt comes in for the Blue Demons for the first time. So a couple changes for Stubblefield as Nick Ongenda will go to the line for 1 free throw. Liberty stays out there. As the free throw's up and good. And this is what you want to see, James. Guys coming off the bench and in the starting lineup, really helping Freeman Liberty out on all facets of the ball.
Yeah, because you don't want to drain him out so he's tired for the rest of the game, because that can kill you. Hell, if we get a nice big lead like we are right now, I'd say probably give him a little bit of rest so he doesn't get too exhausted for when we need him in critical moments. And nice defense by DePaul.
Absolutely. But right there is Trey Jackson. Absorbs the contact and puts in the 2. You can't take a break with this Seton Hall team. They are so big to where they can out-rebound you as Jared Roden comes in for Bryce Aiken. That foul will be on Nick Ongenda, his first, the team's first as well. And that's Trey Jackson's 4th point of the day. Him and Jared Roden account for all Seton Hall's points so far as he completes the 3-point play, and it's back to a 9-point lead for DePaul.
Back to what you said about big men, though. A lot of these Big East teams, they seem to be focusing a lot on forwards and a little bit of centers, but a lot of forwards who can play the guard. DePaul's case, you got a lot of guards who can play forward, but not a lot of forwards who can provide you paint protection.
Yep. As Liberty drives in, the left hand is
nice
good right
move
there by the senior. And we might get a delay of game warning right here by DePaul. Actually, looks like the ball was just kicked. Nothing called there. Just resetting the play. And Javon Freeman Liberty is already at 8 points. And we have 13:40 left in this first half. It's looking a lot like Javon Freeman Liberty against Villanova when he put up a career high 34. That was the highest mark since Max Struess put up 36 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so Javon Freeman Liberty and Max Struess, imagine those two on the same team. Those guys would have really loved. They would have loved to play with each other, as there's a lay-in right there by 15. Jameer Reyes, the graduate student out of New Jersey. So it's 2011 here. Javon Freeman Liberty inside to Ongenda.
A little extracurricular by number 4.
And it looks like the extracurricular is going to get called right there. That number 4 is Tyrese Samuel out of Quebec, Canada. And now number 21, Ike Ubago, comes back in for the Pirates. Inside to Johnson. What a play out of the baseline, and good. Fooled the Pirates. And Tony Stubblefield, you can see him. He is telling his team, keep this energy up. They are right where they want to be right now.
Yeah, just don't let the lead slip from your grasp. Keep up the good defense. Keep up the pace on offense. Don't let it slip away. Nice deep.
As Trey Jackson misses that, but Abuago right there puts it back for a 2. That's what he does. He's going to put back shots and block your shots.
Yeah, that's what DePaul could use a little bit more. You know, a lot of bigger guys.
Yeah, it don't get bigger than 7'2", 265.
Oh, he's looking to JFL for the pass.
Freeman Liberty with the ball up top. Mid-range shot is up. Mid-range shot is off. Ongenda with the offensive rebound. Close by the baseline. Almost stepped out of bounds. Gieberwitt with the ball up top. 13 left on the shot clock. Gieberwitt inside to Ongenda. Puts it up, but he's blocked from behind. Ubago with the second block of the game. And Jared Roden with the mid-range shot. He misses that. Johnson with the rebound. And Freeman Liberty brings the ball up. And Nick Ongenda with the ball inside. They're going to call that a foul on Cadre Richmond. So with that being said, we're going to go to a media timeout and be right back.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
All Blue Demons lead behind JFL's team high 8 points. James, it's been somewhat back and forth, but for the most part, it's been all DePaul so far. They're shooting 53 from the field. Also, they're out rebounding a bigger team, and they have no turnovers so far.
Great job for DePaul so far. You just got to watch out for Ike Obigu, because already 2 blocks on him. He had 6 blocks last time. He's already looking like a threat. You can't even fake past him because his wingspan is just so enormous. He can just smack the ball out of your hands before you even realize it.
Yeah, we saw Nick Agenda try. He got blocked from behind.
Yeah.
So coming back from break, it was a foul on Kaderi Richmond. That's going to be the team's 5th foul, so 2 more, and DePaul's in the bonus. And we can see from our viewpoint, Kaderi is talking to the official right now, just wondering what the call was. Kind of got a little physical right there. But one thing, while we got some time, James, is I think pink shoes are what is Seton Hall's little magic right now. As you can see on the court right now, it's the 2 leading scorers for DePaul are Seton Hall right now. Jackson and Roden both wearing the bright pink Under Armour shoes out here.
Yeah, nice little magic right there.
The rest of the team's wearing blue or white, but Richmond and Roden and Jackson, I should say, they both went their pink way, and it looks like Roden's got some stuff written on his shoes, but got to keep it clean with the Under Armours on as Terry passes it out. It's going to be interesting to see if that's tipped by Richmond. Richmond drives down the court, up for 2, and that one's good over the extending hand of Angenda. And just was about to say, James, no Javon Freeman-Liberty out there for the Blue Demons. How is this offense going to operate? It's going to be like probably between David Jones and Jalen Terry, and first play without Freeman-Liberty turned into 2 points on the other side for Seton Hall.
Yeah, we'll try to just force it through the paint a little more, and if that doesn't work, kick it back out to the corner. You got options over here.
So David Jones up top, and Seton Hall is playing some aggressive defense right now. Jones to Terry on the wing. Terry thought about it. He takes the shot. He hits the shot. Jalen Terry. Nothing but nylon. The transfer from Flint, Michigan, making one of his first starts with the Blue Demons. Hits a huge 3.
Love to see it from Terry, a defensive-minded guard, as I said earlier. I always love defense.
As Richmond off the glass. That one's no good, but that's going to be a foul. Looks like Philmon got a little too much body on him, and he'll be going to line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, DePaul's done a very good job of keeping themselves out of foul trouble. That's only their 2nd foul. It's only been nearly 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas Seton Hall, you got 5.
Keeperway and Agenda are the only 2 Blue Demons with fouls so far. So, and both guys didn't even start. Yeah. So your starting 5 is foul-less so far, as Richmond hits the first one, and it looks like Alexis Yetna, number 10, comes back in place of Trey Jackson. Good minutes from the forward, brought in 5 points off the bench and really, maintained a presence in the paint.
Yeah, you always love to see that, someone who can execute no matter what. Now let's see what Terry and them can respond.
Yeah, we'll see how long JFL stays out here. I mean, right now it's so far so good, but obviously JFL is the nucleus of this DePaul Blue Demon team. As Gieberwitt, ball is stolen by Miles Kale. Miles Kale drives in the Euro step, and he is fouled again, and that's Philmon's second straight foul. And 2 turnovers and 3 trips, and
looks like
there you go.
yep,
Javon
JFL.
Freeman Liberty goes to the table, and he's going to get checked in right after this first free throw from Miles Kale. This is a veteran team for the for the Seton Hall Pirates. Miles Kale, a graduate student. His first shot is up and off.
A lot of graduate students, seniors, and sophomores, not a lot of freshmen. Whereas for DePaul, you got a lot of mix of juniors and seniors with a few sophomores in there.
Yeah, Kevin Willard has really established himself a veteran team. The youngest guy we really will see is Kadari Richmond, a sophomore who doesn't play like a sophomore, as Kale misses both free throws. So Terry brings the ball up. Javon Freeman Liberty back in the game. Terry drives to the wing. Up top, David Jones on the wing. David Jones for 3. That one's off. And
nice.
Ike with the rebound. Miles Kale kicks it to Richmond. Richmond brings the ball up. Richmond off the screen, and it looks like we have a foul. And it looks like that's going to be on David Jones, his first. And quickly, DePaul has now 4 team fouls.
Yeah, so quickly you go from 1 to 4. You got to keep hands off. You got to be aggressive, but you can't be going all extracurricular and swatting them all over the place.
So Richmond with the ball up top.
Oh, going for the alley-oop.
David Jones with the steal. Terry brings the ball up. Good job by the DePaul defense to recognize what could have been a dangerous alley-oop. Terry goes inside.
Oh,
he is blocked again. We will go with this third, and Roden with the slam. Cleared for a takeoff, and Seton Hall trims the deficit to 6.
Yeah, DePaul's got to keep the lead going while they still have it, because they don't want to slip behind quicker than normal.
As they call a timeout, Seton Hall has made 5 of their last 7 shots. We'll be right back.
Biking in Chicago is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a lifestyle. It's convenient, affordable, and with 13,000 bike racks, parking is never a problem. But with every reward comes a sidecar of risk. In Chicago, over 1,700 cyclists a year are killed or injured in bike accidents involving motor vehicles.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
We're back after that quick break, and I think, James, it was pretty self-said. Stubblefield, he had only one thing to say, play better, really. I mean, it was a quick timeout. Seton Hall is feeling it now. They're coming back in this game, only down by 6. A couple of lazy fouls, lazy turnovers, and I think it was one message, really, from Stubblefield to DePaul.
Yeah, just play better. Quit it with the unnecessary turnovers. Don't get all grabbing hands with the fouls. Kick it out to JFL if necessary, but try to spread it around.
So Ubago with 3 blocks already in the first 10 minutes of this game. As Freeman Liberty drives in. That one rolls in. Almost blocked.
Yeah, almost had 4 right there.
But over the fingertips of Ubago. And DePaul's lead is back to 8. Roden to Kale. Kale up top. Freeman Liberty playing some stout defense on the grad student. Johnson on Roden. Roden with the moves. Roden with the mid-range. Roden shot, no good.
Nice rebound by JFL. Looks like it's going to be...
Yeah, knocked off the hands on Miles Kale, and Liberty just said, that's fine, we'll take it. So Liberty will bring the ball up. He has a team high in 10 points so far today.
You always love to see it from him. 1 point was a top 10 scorer in the nation. You always love to see it from him.
JFL was a transfer out of Valpo, Indiana. Played for the Crusaders.
Nice always to see nice guys from transfers who can come in here and add something to the team. And especially in JFL's case, a lot of it and a bad shot by Jones.
David Jones' shot is no good. Aiken brings the ball up.
Looks like
Aiken off the screen.
Looks like Ogenda's going to be coming back in soon. We could probably use that rim protection right now.
Roden inside. Can't find any room to go, but he misses the lay-in. And that's going to be off the hands of Jones. It'll be Seton Hall ball under the basket. Ane comes in for Ogenda. And Jameer Harris will come in for Roden. So Roden, who's shooting 3 of 7 on a day, leads the team in points and rebounds. Will take a seat. And that ball is passed.
Nice
Liberty
steal.
with the tip. He has Terry on the other side. The
open.
alley-oop, son, he misses.
That would have been so nice.
Oh, man. Freeman Liberty and Jalen Terry were ready to wake this crowd up, but the 6-foot Jalen Terry couldn't get up enough, and that alley-oop attempt fails. And now Seton Hall brings the ball up.
JFL looking a
little shocked that Jalen Terry was going to go for that alley-oop slam. He's not that tall.
Well, he's
and a
certainly
steal right
hanging up
there by Jones. Liberty brings the ball up. No alley-oop this time, but he does pass it to Terry. Terry with a couple crossovers, gives it back to Liberty on the wing to Johnson. Johnson off the screen of Ane. Johnson step back two. That's off. David Jones with the rebound. David Jones off the glass for two and good. And he flexes on that one as the Blue Demons lead is back to 10. And right there, Bryce Aiken right at the middle, mid-range shot.
Nice
off.
defense by Johnson.
Ane with the rebound. David Jones brings the ball up. Had a chance to kick it to Liberty. Spin move up to Ane in the mid-range. He goes back to Johnson up top. DePaul slows things down a little bit. Freeman Liberty, the Jones on the wing.
Let's see what Jones can do over
Jones
here on the turn.
Up top, the Johnson. Johnson for three, off the back iron. And that's a rebound by Yetna. And Bryce Aiken will bring the
Johnson
ball.
always a good three-point shooter, but when you have an open shot like that, and especially with Obagayo in the paint, take the shot.
And
you
Bryce
don't have much to lose.
And Bryce Aiken right there hits a three-point shot at top of the key. If you want to watch one of the nastiest mixtapes in high school or college ball, Bryce Aiken is your guy. This guy has the moves like Derrick Rose and the shot like Jimmer Fredette. As Terry misses the mid-range shot, tips it to Johnson. To Terry in the corner. He nails the three-pointer. And Jalen Terry hits his second three of the day. And just like that, they respond. And it looks like we'll get a timeout by Kevin Willard. So with that being said, 32-22, the Blue Demons lead as we go to break.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I liked kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
Alongside James Stoll, the third, DePaul Blue Demons lead 32-22 behind 10 points from Javon Freeman Liberty and now 8 points from the Flint, Michigan sophomore Jalen Terry.
Yeah, I always love to see it from Terry. I wonder though for Stuttlefield, he's still trying to figure out which line works for him. I wonder if what if he tries Ogenda and Ane at the same time, and because DePaul hasn't been doing so good in paint defense this past few games, so I wonder why don't you try that and let's see if it works. Maybe not right now since we got a lead right now and we have the momentum in our favor, but definitely something we should try out later in the game, especially considering we had the lead and we lost it several times already this season. Definitely something you should try out.
Yeah, there's been multiple occasions where Ogenda and Ane have been on the lineup at the same time, but it also seems like JFL and Terry really are working well together. It seems like, that presence of those shot blockers for Seton Hall are forcing them to shoot threes, and it's worked so far for Terry, who's 2 of 3, a guy who can shoot the three ball. Had 4 NBA range threes against St. John's last week, a guy who a lot of people are calling a sleeper, a guy who can really be something, his junior and senior year here at DePaul.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know what they were doing with him before he came here, but school he came from before DePaul weren't using him right because he looks way better since I've seen him.
Yes, DePaul does lead by 10. It's been DePaul most of this first half. Seton Hall, they've had their opportunities to come back, but they've just they've never really found that stride. Seton Hall's never found that stride. And like you mentioned, Seton Terry, where he was from, he's from Oregon.
Damn. He came
one
from
of the
a
best
really good
schools.
school.
Yeah, one of the best college basketball schools in the country, especially last year. But I'm sure he's loving his time here in the Windy City right now. But
thank you, Oregon,
for
letting him come here.
And that's the thing about DePaul. A lot of transfer guys. Terry, Javon Freeman Liberty, the two of their highest scorers today are transfers.
I mean, yeah, DePaul is an up-and-coming team. They like to see guys who hustle, and Terry's the epitome of that.
Well, that's also one of the, I think, and most important things when you have a new coach is taking advantage of that transfer portal. And I think Stubblefield did a great job of making sure he got the right transfers. And, so far, I mean, this is a team that's better than their record. They just, they've fallen on hard times. As Seton Hall has the ball inside, and
there's
that's
the
off.
Defense.
And Freeman Liberty brings the ball up. Terry on the wing. Terry drives in, kicks out to Gieberwitt. Gieberwitt inside to Terry in the corner.
Open.
Terry for three off the front iron. Roden brings the ball up.
Coach Willard tried to call for a travel on that play, and nice
Terry
steal.
with the steal. Terry all by himself. He goes in for two. That's no good.
Johnson with the tip
Johnson
and all.
can't get the offensive rebound. Seton Hall has numbers at Aiken, brings the ball up. Roden for three. That one's no good. Offensive rebound.
Nice
that
defense by JFL.
And there's a foul down low. Alexis Yetna with the authoritative offensive rebound. Got blocked at the front rim and then got fouled by Jalen Terry. And he'll go to the line. Yetna for 2 free throws. So Yetna's first free throw is up and good. Not a terrible crowd for a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, not a terrible crowd. Not really a lot of
students. Kids are just
students.
getting out of class right now.
Yeah, DePaul try to do something around like 7 o'clock-ish. Bring the crowd in. Bring the frat guys in. They can boost up the crowd real quick.
Hey, on Mondays, I don't even get back to my place till 4 o'clock, so I'm just saying.
I don't even get out of class today until like 2:30 to 4.
A very early start time during the weekday for DePaul, but nevertheless, they're playing some of their best basketball of the year as they lead by 8, with 5:40 and counting here in the first half as Liberty kicks it out to Terry inside to Johnson. Johnson posts up inside. That one's no good. Ane with the offensive rebound. Gieberwitt goes inside, kicks it to Johnson. Draws the foul. No basket, but he will be going to the line for 2 free throws. It looks like that was on Yetna or Jackson.
Nice awareness from Johnson over there, drawing the foul off the block attempt by 2 Seton Hall defenders.
Yeah, so that'll be Alexis Yetna out of Paris, France on the foul. And now DePaul for the rest of the first half will be in the bonus.
And they got plenty of time left, so they'll use that to the advantage. Get to the free throw line, especially JFL.
Johnson, a player who has recent struggles with free throws, hits the first one. And he's 3 for 3 on the day. Averages 11 points and shoots 44 from the field. Here's the second free throw. That one bounces in.
Someone just commented on the pink shoes in that sequence, if you heard that at all. Like, I think JFL said nice shoes.
Hey, I mean, I dig the pink shoes. I wear those shoes.
Yeah, I love pink
I
shoes.
played high school basketball, and I did have pink. I had a little pink, not that much pink, but we were Under Armour school, and we could pick whatever Under Armour shoes we want. I had a sliver of pink on them. I don't think they're bad, as Aiken gets fouled by Jalen Terry. So Aiken will be going to line forward, too. I dig the pink shoes. I think those look good.
Yeah, those look good. Maybe a little too pink for my liking. It's from number 14. Maybe a little too
Roden,
pink.
you don't like Roden's they're too pink for Roden's shoes?
Yeah, a little too pink for my liking.
I like him.
I like a little bit more magenta, pinkish style.
Okay, yeah. So Aiken's first free throw is no
that
good. Seton Hall now shooting 5 of 8 from the free throw line as Courvoisier McCauley comes in for his first action for Terry. McCauley, a three-point specialist in the corner. He's a guy who can really hit some shots.
Yeah, we can definitely use him to increase the lead. Terry, keep him fresh for the second half when you really need him.
Terry probably, in my opinion, I would say probably played the most minutes he's played in the first half today so far.
Yeah.
So Freeman Liberty brings the ball up, uses the Ane screen, drives in, kicks it to the corner, onto the wing. Gieberwitt for three. That's good.
Nice shot.
A huge shot for the guard, a guy who has had his struggles in recent games. Right there, able to hit his first shot, and now the Blue Demons lead by 12.
Pass doesn't matter. What matters is right now, and he's doing real good for it right now.
And
nice
Richmond pulls up and hits a three. I'm telling you, Kaderi Richmond, he's a sophomore, but he does not play like one. This guy has the confidence of a senior.
Yeah.
So Freeman Liberty, he has the ball up top. Trey Jackson on him. Liberty. Oh, Ike Ubago on him. This could be a mismatch. Liberty drives in.
Oh,
no. A little bit of contact.
Yeah, I thought that was a foul right there.
No foul. Aiken drives in for two.
Don't let him get past you.
Drives in. That's no good.
Get the rebound.
McCauley with the rebound.
Yeah, go get that rebound, McCauley.
Gieberwitt for three.
What?
Pulls up.
Oh.
That's off. Fights for the rebound.
Go get it,
And Ubago retrieves that one. Non-stop action here at the Wintrust Arena.
Oh,
as there's a foul.
whoops.
Looks like Liberty tangled up with Aiken. They're going to get Liberty on the blocking foul. 37-28, the Blue Demons lead. We're going to go to a break.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I'd build secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
The Blue Demons lead. Jack Field here alongside James Stoll III. The men's might be playing. We also have the women's basketball team here for DePaul, sitting over there on the side there, just on the Jumbotron. Unfortunately, they're coming off their first Big East loss in overtime last night against the Marquette Golden Eagles, but good to see the ladies showing out here for the guys, hoping they can get their first Big East win of the year. But, James, it's been really back and forth. DePaul has kept themselves in this lead, but Seton Hall, they've kept this game within reach, and there's a lot of basketball still left to be played.
Yeah, primarily due to the rim protection of Obagao. 4 blocks already. He'll probably get more than 6 by the end of this game, the way he's playing.
He did have 6 last game against Connecticut. Yeah, he is a guy who, if you could ask him, what would you rather do? Score 20 points or record 20 blocks? He would say 20 blocks 10 out of 10 times. That's a guy who knows his role with his team. he knows he's not the guy that's going to put, you know, like Shaq numbers, 30 points, 20 rebounds. He knows that he has guys that can score. His job is to protect the basket, and that's what he does. And that he is the best big man blocker in the Big East.
Yeah, that's what's kept Seton Hall going through this entire game and through this season, despite losses for them.
Yeah, and as Aiken makes the first free throw, you know, Bryce Aiken has a very interesting career. Started his career at the Harvard University, knocked off the Georgetown Hoyas in the NIT, then decides to transfer to Seton Hall and beat more Big East opponents. So a guy who has definitely experience against Big East basketball, as Liberty drives in, kicks it out to Gieberwitt. Gieberwitt for three, off the back iron.
Oh, hard
loose
foul.
ball foul. It looks like it might have been Ubago on that one.
Yeah. Pirates are looking a little confused right here, like what's going on over here? Looks like David Jones is going to be coming back in a bit.
Yep, Ubago, that's his.
He's coming in for Ligowitz.
So Ubago averages 3 blocks a game. He's already got his average. As Ane hits the first free throw of the 1-and-1. But he does not lead the country in blocks. The leader in country in blocks is 4.8 blocks out of Western Kentucky University, Jamarian Sharp. But that's actually surprising.
Yeah.
I can't believe someone averages that many blocks a game as Ane hits both free throws.
Yeah, definitely that guy probably Western Kentucky primary has him focused on blocks. What? Oh!
Aiken, his shot no good.
And
that's going to be a loose ball foul. Looks like that could have been on Roden, who might have got a little bit of contact. You know, Ubago, one of the best shot blockers, but he's at 17th in the country. That's nothing bad, but that just shows you there's a lot of guys in the country that can block some shots.
Yeah, definitely. Defense is always a primary focus of the game, despite the fact that we're in a three-point shooting era now and not mid-range shooting.
Yeah.
You still got to have good defense, whether it be out there or in the paint. You can still get your blocks no matter where.
Well, one of the guys, if you look at that list, is Chet Hallegrenham, #1 recruit in the country, plays at Gonzaga as Ane hits that free throw, and DePaul leads 40-30. It's an art, block shots and not foul out. And Ubago does not foul out that much. It's hard to do that.
Yeah, especially when you're so physical on defense.
Yeah, you're making contact.
And yet you can have the finesse to not foul someone constantly.
Exactly. DePaul is one of their last 7 from the field, but they have done a good job from the line as they lead by 11.
Oh, McCall, he
as
slipped
Richmond
right by
goes in off the glass, 4-2. Kaderi Richmond, 9 points on today off the bench with 3 minutes and counting left as Freeman Liberty brings the ball up a little bit, lost it a little bit, but retrains it. Liberty off the screen, looks to his counterpart McCauley. McCauley drives in off the glass.
Nice
that one
job.
rolls in for number 23.
Oh, he's getting cocky right now.
McCauley, he's feeling it right now, clapping his hands.
Energy.
If you're here pregame, you really see McCauley is in it every second. He's playing basketball. As Roden with the ball, drives inside, goes in. He's blocked. Freeman Liberty, and there's going to be a foul. Roden looks like he might have grabbed Ane when he got the steal. Like a Shaka foul right there.
Yeah, I thought that was on Ane for a second. I'm like, wait, what's this on? He got a clean block.
Well, here's the thing. Ane is 6 for 6 from the line today so far. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. But
yeah, taking advantage of the bonus.
At the day, he's been shooting very well from the line. And DePaul has a chance to extend their lead.
Yeah, both teams are in the bonus right now. As long as DePaul doesn't start fouling again, use the bonus to your advantage. It's working well for you.
Free throw, and I jinxed him. He misses that one. You know, I think the broadcaster jinx doesn't exist in baseball only. And there are other sports that does exist. I will never say someone will miss a field goal in football ever in my life if they have a streak. I never will. I almost have one.
Nice steal by Jones.
As David Jones with that steal. Kicks it to McCauley, actually keeps it for himself, draws the foul, and the one. David Jones,
don't do my man like that.
6'6" guard, able to absorb the contact and float it in 4-2. And DePaul with their largest lead of the game at 13.
David Jones about to send these Seton Hall fans' souls to heaven right now. That fake, sheer God.
David Jones had a chance. He said, go get the 2 and the foul or kick it out to McCauley. But David Jones, he gets the old-fashioned three-point play. And now DePaul is up by 14 with 2 minutes left.
McCauley reminds me a lot about Bobby Portis. If you ever watched him in the NBA Finals last year, he was
And David
like
Jones with another steal. He drives to the basket, and he puts it in for 2 off the glass. David Jones with 10 points. Kevin Willard is upset, and DePaul leads by 17. They're on their feet here at the Wintrust Arena. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
Here at the Wintrust Arena, they're on a 7-0 run. They lead with their largest lead, 16, with a minute 40 and counting, and everyone is doing it. And another steal. Javon Freeman-Liberty can't save it as it bounces off his face. And oh my goodness, it looks like there's 5 Alex Carusos out there for the Blue Demons right now.
Yes, David Jones turning in, Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball mixed together.
7 steals. So far, David Jones has 5 steals in the first half.
I love it, the two-way slash. You always love to see it.
As that's way off by Aiken. The wind, the doors are a little bit open here at the Wintrust Arena as the wind took that one, you could say. A little breezy in here. It is cold outside, but.
Yeah, it's Chicago. You expect that.
A little windy for that one. Aiken just threw that one up, and I think Willard, he's got to be more upset after off the timeout. And now Aiken's slipping. As David Jones for 3. That one's off. Roden with the rebound. Roden brings the ball up. Roden 6 points.
What is
and he's blocked. Johnson with the block. McCauley brings the ball up.
Slowing down.
Turns around. Goes up top to Johnson. Johnson crosses over. Spin move. Inside off the glass. And for 2. And DePaul leads 50-32. Everybody is doing their part on this offensive side.
And
they're standing up. Tony Stubblefield looks like he's ready to go out there and play defense. And Seton Hall has no answers as Miles Kale has the ball on the wing. He gets it stolen, but Roden gets it back. And Roden tips it, and that will be off of Ane. So it'll be Seton Hall ball down low.
And they nearly got a steal off his butt right there.
So it's a 13-2 run for DePaul. They've made 4 of their last 5, and Seton Hall hasn't scored in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. This is the DePaul team shooting 46 from the field, but also only 3 turnovers as Roden's 2 off the glass and 1. The grad student leader of the Pirates is saying, we're still in this game, able to draw the foul and make the basket. Roden hasn't had the greatest game, 4 of 11 from the field, 0 of 2 from the three-point line. You're obviously, if you're Kevin Willard, you're going to need to see more offense from him to have a chance at this game.
Yeah, nice all-around effort from DePaul, just like I said earlier, nice all-around effort. This will get you the win, and so far it's working.
And Roden completes the three-point play, a big shot by Seton Hall just to get some momentum in this game as they're down by 15 as DePaul can hold for the last shot right here. And Liberty with the ball, and I believe he's probably taking the last shot here.
Yeah, unless you see someone like McCauley or Jones.
David Jones could be a guy. He's been on fire. He's got 10 points so far. Looks like a little bit of a double team coming here as there's 6 seconds left. Freeman Liberty on the wing, Aiken on, and 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left. Freeman Liberty drives in. He is fouled from behind with 1.7 left, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yet not liking the call right there, visibly confused.
Well, that would be his third foul if that is on him, and that is. So that's going to be his third foul, 2 more. He's out of this game, as you'll see Tyrese Samuel
1
at the
second
scores
left. It
table.
looks like Seton Hall's coming in with a substitution. That's Tyrese Samuel.
So 2 shots for the leader. He makes the first one. Has a team high 11 points. He really got this game going, and it really set up the other players for DePaul.
Yeah, you can't win with just one good player in college. It's a completely different landscape than high school. A lot more all-around effort from everybody on both sides of the floor.
So Liberty's second free throw is good. DePaul leads 52-35. 1.7 left for the Pirates. Aiken throws it up, doesn't matter. He doesn't even get the ball up in time. And that's going to do it here at the first half at the Win Trust Arena. The DePaul Blue Demons lead by 17. We're going to kick it to our man Nate back in the studio for your first half report. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from our new state-of-the-art studio in downtown Chicago, it's Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
Yo. DePaul is up 52-35 on the number 20 team in the country. This is Nate Burleson. I'm in the studio, and my microphone is not on.
Biking in Chicago is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a lifestyle. It's convenient, affordable, and with 13,000 bike racks, parking is never a problem. But with every reward comes a sidecar of risk. In Chicago, over 1,700 cyclists a year are killed or injured in bike accidents involving motor vehicles. Bike safety is simple. First, become familiar with Chicago bike laws. Know your hand signals and when to use them. Love your brain. Get a bike helmet that fits your noggin and deck it out with a headlamp and some reflective gear for riding at night. Bike at least 3 to 4 feet away from parked cars to avoid being struck by a car door being open. Motorists can do their part too by checking their side view mirrors for bike traffic before exiting their vehicle. Most importantly, remember that we're sharing the road. Looking out for both ourselves and each other is the only way to keep Chicago's roads safe, no matter what your wheels look like. For more information on bike safety in Chicago, visit www.chicagobikes.org. This public service announcement was brought to you by Radio DePaul, Chicago's College Connection.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it. You hear it every time you finish a meal and never feel anything. But if we were able to associate this sound with a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change your after-meal behavior through brainwashing. Because food waste costs the average family $1,500 a year. Save the food, cha-ching! And $1,500 extra bucks is like getting a pay raise. Save the food, cha-ching! You're promoted. Which could pay for your child's braces. Save the food, cha-ching! You're promoted.
Check out my braces.
So when you hear this sound, rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Hello?
One in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Whoa, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I'd like kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
Welcome back to The Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Biking in Chicago is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a lifestyle. It's convenient, affordable, and with 13,000 bike racks, parking is never a problem. But with every reward comes a sidecar of risk. In Chicago, over 1,700 cyclists a year are killed or injured in bike accidents involving motor vehicles. Bike safety is simple. First, become familiar with Chicago bike laws. Know your hand signals and when to use them. Love your brain. Get a bike helmet that fits your noggin and deck it out with a headlamp and some reflective gear for riding at night. Bike at least 3 to 4 feet away from parked cars to avoid being struck by a car door being open. Motorists can do their part too by checking their side view mirrors for bike traffic before exiting.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
James stole the third. We're ready to get underway here in the second half as the DePaul Blue Demons lead 52-35. You look at Javon Freeman, Liberty James, 12 points, a team high. But the play of David Jones, 10 points and 5 steals. He has really been that complementary piece that we've been looking for, but also don't forget about Jalen Terry on the other side with 10 points as well. Those three guys have really done a good job in giving DePaul this big lead.
Yeah, they're doing it from everywhere. They've been shooting from outside. They've been driving into the bucket. They've been doing whatever needs to be done on defense. Everything. Now let's hope we can keep this momentum going, because let's hope this entire halftime didn't kill the momentum. Because good teams don't let situations like this kill the momentum, where you get an extended break and your momentum's just gone.
Yeah, well, last Saturday, DePaul had a nice lead against Villanova at halftime. Villanova came right out and took the lead right back. But for Seton Hall, this seems like a team that arguably probably played their worst half of the season. They just did not look like anything was going for them. They didn't look like they were playing as a team. You know, what does Seton Hall need to do to kind of get back in this game? A lot of time left, down 17. They got the players to come back, but it seems like something's missing from them right now.
Well, for one, they're letting the JFL and everyone else trap their big men, and David Jones is just going everywhere. Two-way threat. 5 steals, as you said. They got to limit the turnovers as well, and they were in the bonus for like 7 straight minutes. You cannot let yourself get into the bonus, and if you are in the bonus, you got to be very careful in how you do it. You got to be a lot more finesse instead of physical at that point.
Kadari Richmond has a team high 9 points. He came off the bench. He's going to start this half on the court for the Pirates. So you can see Kevin Willard. He's going to the guys that have played good so far, alongside Trey Jackson, Jameer Harris, Rodin, and Ubago, who has 3 blocks on the day so far. And for the DePaul Blue Demons, it's going to be the original starting 5. So no changes there for the Blue Demons, but it will be Seton Hall ball to start off this second half. They're down by 17. Seton Hall is ranked. Can DePaul get their first ranked win? Can DePaul get their first Big East win? Can DePaul get their first win of the 2022 new year? We'll find out here in these next 20 minutes.
Obagao and JFL are quite alike. They're both guys who play for majority of the game. JFL's case is for his offensive capability. Obagao, his blocking and his defensive capabilities in this case.
So here we go. Kadari Richmond will go to Rodin. And I'm sure Kevin Willard, a guy who is very stern when he has to talk to his team, did not have many nice things to say. As Richmond goes inside, he misses. Good defense by JFL. Ane loses that one, but Terry able to retrain it. David Jones fakes the 3, drives inside. The floater is no good, and Rodin secures the rebound. And Rodin will bring the ball up. If they're going to come back, it's got to start with Jared Rodin, their leading scorer. He's been a guy, he's really been that guy for Seton Hall all year long, and he's only got 9 points, 4 of 11 shooting. And there's a play right there, and
nice
with the steal
defense
to David Jones. David Jones brings the ball up, kicks it to the corner. Terry didn't shoot it. He goes upside. JFL misses it. And that's a rebound by Abagou right there.
Shot kind of looked off from the release. Probably could have been a better option, but JFL, he's got the clout to take that option. He is the leader of this team.
And right there, Jared Rodin starts off the second half with a floater. That's his type of game right there. The drive and put up. And now Seton Hall with a press trying to cause some chaos on the Blue Demons offense, but Blue Demons able to break that one. Javon Freeman Liberty, the ball on the wing. A little bit of a zone right here, kind of a loose one, but DePaul, or Seton Hall, I should say, not giving them much room. As Stephen Jones drives inside, he's swatted away. It looks like that might have been off Jackson.
Could have potentially been the 5th block for Obagao.
Would have been the 4th, actually. 4th? That one, they have not ruled that yet. That was a block or mishandle. I mean, it was a block, but there's 2 guys right there for Seton Hall. As that one's tipped, and it looks like Harris with the steal.
Jones getting back on defense real quick.
Richmond with the ball up top. He had 20-plus points off the bench in their last win. He puts it off the glass, no good. And right there, Abagu with the offensive rebound. Richmond to the taint. And Jackson with the slam. Trey Jackson puts some authority on that one. He uses one hand because why not? And that's one way to get back in a basketball game, is a dunk right there. That's a nay. That he is fouled down low. Looks like that was by Roden or Jackson. Oh my goodness, Trey Jackson.
Might as well
rim
drag my
rattler
soul out of my body right now. Stud section show up in force now. A lot more people showed up. Just in time, just what we need right now. More stud section presence.
2 shots for Ane, who's 6 of 7 from the line. His first one's up. It's good. Yori Ane living off the free throw line. All of his points from the free throw line, actually 7.
Yeah, you like to see a little bit more inside scoring from him, but whatever gets you points doesn't matter as long as it gets you points and we give us the lead.
Here's another shot, and that one rolls out. So 1 of 2. And here comes Seton Hall. They look a lot different from that first half, a lot more determined, and they're ready to get crashing. So Roden drives in. Oh, mid-range shot. That's good from the grad student. Jared Roden, 4 points so far. And I said if you need someone to get started, it's going to be him. And right now, he's got this at only a 12-point game. As Jalen Terry with the ball up top goes to Freeman Liberty. Liberty trying to find someone to go off the screen of Ane to Terry, who keeps the ball, goes back up top to Liberty. Liberty drives in.
Mismatch.
Liberty is swatted away.
Ane picks
and
up the
Ane is fouled from behind. Looks like that might have been Roden from behind. Don't know if that was a shot or on the ground.
Yeah, we don't.
So that was another block by Ubago, by the way. That's his 4th of the game, and it looks like we might get a review or a timeout. I'm not 100% sure on the call here, but maybe a timeout in general, actually. Actually, we're going to look at the previous play. I believe, I mean, I don't believe any. I do not know what they're reviewing. Whether we're going to stay right here, whether it's maybe if it was a shot or foul on the ground, or maybe I'm not sure what they could be
I'm not
reviewing.
sure. It's kind of a perplexing sequence right now. DePaul,
it is a foul. They called it a foul. Can't take back a foul. This isn't the NBA. So whether maybe it's on the ground or he's shooting or who the foul's on maybe, I'm not sure. We'll find out. But DePaul leads by 12. It is very early, but it's been Seton Hall the second half. Outscoring the Blue Demons 6-1 behind Jared Roden's 4 points so far.
Yeah, DePaul cannot. We've already lost 5 times to this. Cannot allow someone to come back like this. Keep the lead going. Get the win. We really need this win right now because we have not won since last year.
So I'm not sure what the call is. It is a foul. I think they reviewed who it was on. It's going to be on Jared Roden. So I think, okay. So the review was who the foul was on. It was a big mess, and Roden's going to get credited with that foul. So Ane will go to the line for 2 free throws. Recently went to the line. He went 1 of 2. And he's 7 of 9 on the day so far. Here's his first one. It's up, and it's good. So Ane able to bounce in the first one. Your Ane out of Kansas, Overland Park, 6'10", 220 senior. And the second one is off. So another 1-2 trip for Ane.
Got to convert 2
as
for 2.
Richmond drives in. And that one is off. Tried to kind of dunk, but laid it up instead. Roden drives inside. He goes up for 2. He misses it, puts it back. And we're going to get a my time. JFL is hurt behind us, holding his knee. He is struggling right now. He's trying to limp it off. It's happening all right next to us, James.
Yep.
You can see that he does not feel good. Looks like a knee problem. We're going to go to a quick break and be right back.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
A lot of action here at the Wintrust Arena. Javon Freeman literally was able to get up on his own power and walk. It looks like he's going to go to the locker room and get checked out. Jared Roden was able to tip in his own miss for a 2 right there. DePaul only up by 11, and now you're missing Javon Freeman Liberty, and we don't know the extent of the injury, but you could tell he was in pain right there. He was down, and it took him a little bit just to get up. And we'll see how long this injury will last, but that being said, DePaul's without their best player, and they're going to have to keep this 11-point lead. And there's a 3-second violation by Johnson in the paint. Couldn't find anywhere to go. And this could be the start of what is a turnaround for Seton Hall. Unfortunately, it has to come in hands of an injury, but Seton Hall right now, they have all the momentum.
Yeah. You can't, DePaul, you cannot allow one player to kill your momentum and your lead. You got to rally, or instead use it as a rallying cry to get yourself back in the game.
But right there, Harris misses a 3, and A with the rebound, and Richmond tips it out of bounds. So it'll still be Seton Hall ball. James, we might have got on television there. Javon Freeman Liberty was laying right next to us, and we might have maybe got on television on Fox Sports 1. This game is on. We do radio. We never get our TV time, so I'm just saying we might have got on TV. It was happening right next to us, and they were probably showing it on, I'm just saying, we might have got a glimpse as Terry at the end one. Jalen Terry absorbs the contact and floats down the 2. And Jalen Terry with his 12th point actually his 10th point of the game, but gotta think about who our guys are gonna step up in this chance, this moment. Jalen Terry could be that one.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely Terry or Jones, one of the two. Either way, heck, both of them. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, as Terry misses that free throw.
Got to convert on the opportunities. You can't go 1 for 1 or 0 for 1.
So Kadari Richmond with it up top, goes to Roden on the wing. Jared Roden, he's been that guy for the Pirates in this second half. Roden drives inside, crosses over, goes inside for 2. That one's off. Ane with the rebound, kicks it out to Terry. Terry pushes it up.
Obago having trouble getting the offensive rebounds that he was getting a lot more in this first half.
Terry off the screen, goes to Ane. What a pass. He's blocked from behind on Harris. A nice play right there by the guard to block the center. Richmond drives inside, kicks it out to Harris up top. And right there, nice steal right there, and another tip. Terry saves it, and Johnson able to retrieve it. Terry gets the ball back, and he pushes it up the court.
Terry looking to find an open man and try to carve out the defense.
Terry with it up top, uses the screen. A little bit of a mismatch right here.
Obagal's
Terry, step back,
shot,
and he hits it. Jalen Terry moves like Jagger, hits the step back shot. The 2-pointer is good.
Send my soul to heaven.
As Richmond's 2
what
is
was
off.
That?
David Jones with the rebound. Jones brings the ball up inside to Johnson. Johnson saves it. David Jones inside. That one's good off the glass. And a timeout right here by Kevin Willard. And just like that, the DePaul Blue Demons, without Javon Freeman Liberty, get their lead back up to 17. We're going to go to a quick break.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I liked kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
60-43, the Blue Demons lead, and as their lead grows, James, Javon Freeman Liberty comes from the locker room and joins the team in the huddle. I don't know if he's going to sub in right away, but it's still good to see your player out of the locker room and back on the court. He is in a jersey and everything. He seems to be in good spirits. But still, when he came out, DePaul took care of business. They went on a 6-0 run, and they really played stout defense on Seton Hall. They haven't scored in the last 2-18.
Yeah. Good teams use a bad moment like Javon Freeman Liberty going down. Good teams use that as a rallying cry to push forward and secure the win, and right now they're doing that.
Yeah, we want to thank all our viewers for tuning into today's game, of course, listening to us. Of course, we got to thank our man Nate back at the studio, making us sound good as always, playing some good music. I think some smooth jazz was in there for that halftime music. I could be wrong, but it did sound like a little bit of smooth jazz from Nate, as there's 14:37 left in this second half. Next game here at the Wintrust Arena will be tomorrow. The Lady Blue Demons will face off against the Villanova Wildcats, trying to get back on track after their first Big East loss yesterday in overtime against the Marquette Golden Eagles. But the DePaul Blue Demons, James, they're on their way. There's a lot of time left, but they keep playing like this, they could get their first Big East win. And what a time to get it, because next game is Xavier. And Xavier is not even easier. They are better, in my opinion, than Seton Hall. They took Villanova to the final wire last night.
Oh, yeah, they're no question on that one. They're definitely better. Xavier's been one team to watch out for this entire year. A big sleeper, in my opinion, for the tournament.
You got to remember, anyone can win that Big East tournament. It's not like any team is guaranteed to win that tournament.
This isn't like SEC football where you got Alabama dominating.
I mean, a lot of people thought Georgia was going to win that game. But congratulations to Georgia. They won the national championship. Good for Kirby Smart. You know, Georgia's always been a team that's there. They have just never gotten over that hump. But great story, Sensen Bennett, the walk-on, winning it for them. So congrats to Georgia, even though none of us are from Georgia, or we're not even close to Georgia. But, they won it. Congrats, and here we go. Yetna inside for two. That's off. Johnson with the rebound. Terry with it up top. Freeman Liberty is not in the game yet. We don't know if he will return. We'll see, but he's not. He is out there, though. He is sitting on the bench.
Terry.
So Gieberwitt for three.
Pull up.
Off. And that's going to be rebounded. Bryce Aiken drives the ball up court. Aiken drives inside. What a pass and what a dunk by Tyrese Samuel. And that's why Bryce Aiken is one of the best guards in the country. Plays like that, has the awareness to get past his defender and feed the big man when there's no one there to defend him.
Johnson
pulls up, that's no good, and that will go out of bounds. And that will be Seton Hall basketball. We're going to go to a media timeout as the Blue Demons lead 60-45.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
I'm a champion, realize Shaq's mechanism. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, Shaquille O'Neal for Rad. This is not your normal PSA. Don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. If you're gonna go out and have a good time, it's fine, but designate a driver to drive home. Let's stop the madness. Don't drink and drive.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
It is Disco Dance Cam here at the Wintrust Arena as the Blue Demons lead 60-45. Students and fans showing their moves here around 5:30 time. You know, this was an odd start time like we mentioned, but a good crowd as they're seeing probably one of the best Blue Demons performances we've seen all year long. But Seton Hall, they still keep themselves in this game. Down by 15. They're going to start here with the ball, and Javon Freeman-Liberty will come out and play. So that's good to see from Freeman-Liberty, who was laying right next to us, holding his knee. We saw him go past us, and then he laid right next to you, James.
Yeah,
and then everyone
right
started to come
chair.
by us, and we're like, okay. And then the cameraman came by us.
Yeah.
So a lot went on right there
what?
as Roden with the bad pass. They're going to say that was tipped. So there was a deflection by a Blue Demon defender, Nick Amgenda. He knows it. He's smiling over there. He knows that he got a tip of that one. He was hoping he could have played that off, but it will be Seton Hall ball with
Seton Hall deciding to take Obagao out for a while.
Yeah, I think
certainly are feeling it in the paint right now, considering DePaul's been attacking the paint quite a lot since he can subbed out.
Aiken drives in, puts it in for two off the glass. Bryce Aiken.
Can't let him slide right past.
Grimsing a little bit, but able to put that in. And he is someone that you cannot let get hot. He is one of the most dynamic players you'll see in the Big East. Doesn't really get talked about that much, but if you watch him, you start to get the sense of how good he is. So Jalen Terry will hand it off to Freeman-Liberty. Liberty hands it off to David Jones, almost past that half-court line. Terry will drive in, steps back out, back to David Jones with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Jones pulls up. That might have been tipped.
Oh,
and it doesn't matter. Off the glass, tips right in, off the front rim, gets the friendly roll. And David Jones with his 15th point of the game as Bryce Aiken drives in. He's fouled. No good is the basket, but he will be going to the line for 2 free throws. And yeah, you can see Aiken right now. He's been taking a lot of hits and body contact, trying to roll it off a little bit, but he's grimacing every time he gets hit.
JFL just got subbed out again. This time, Javon Johnson's coming back in. The graduate
JFL. I don't think he's making his way back. He's standing up. It's the same injury that when he went out the first time. You can tell.
He was visibly a lot slower than he was at the start of the game. So
yeah, you can see.
Maybe a better idea to. Maybe he's coming back in.
No, he's
nope.
because
ref waved him
usually you have to sub after the first free throw, but I think he's not. He's like not. They're saying he's hurt. Like it's fine. So.
Such a getting loud behind me right
as
now.
Aiken makes the first one. Well, I mean, for Bryce Aiken, he is from New Jersey. He's from Randolph, New Jersey.
Yeah.
This is a team that has a good job of, in terms of like their area region, recruiting-wise. A lot of their guys are from that New Jersey, kind of New York-ish area. Some guys in Maryland, Delaware. A lot of those guys. as Aiken makes both of those. 14-point game. And
Got
that's
tipped.
tipped. David Jones at the half line catches it. Terry back up top.
Number 20.
Inside to
Miles.
Johnson. Johnson to the corner. Johnson for three. That one is
Ooh,
off, and
had it.
Seton Hall with the rebound. Bryce
McGow's
Aiken
back in now.
brings the ball up. Miles Kale was wide open in the wing. Aiken can't find him. Aiken drives in. He lays it in. That's goaltending on Nick Ongenda. Couldn't get there enough, and good job by Bryce Aiken. The speed is really paying off right now. That's going to go as a 2-point Aiken with 12 points in the game so far, and Ongenda will be taken out as Yorane comes back in. And now Seton Hall will apply a little bit of a press on Terry.
Yeah, they just got to get rid of the ball.
And
Bad
right there,
pass, but Ane
Ane
picks it
able
up.
to retrieve it. David Jones drives in. He's blocked, and that's going to be a foul.
Seton Hall's bench
Ooh.
isn't liking that call.
That's going to be Abagu's first, actually it's his third foul. And with that, we're going to go to a timeout break as the Blue Demons lead by 12.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
Alongside James Gold III as the Blue Demons lead 63-51. Hey, I just received great news, actually. For the first time in 2 years, Chicago will have a St. Patrick's Day parade. First time in 2 years. I know most of our listeners are probably from the Chicago area, so I thought I'd, let them know that after a 2-year cancellation due to COVID-19, the city of Chicago has said we will have a St. Patrick's Day parade, and that will take place on March 13th. It's a little biased for me. I love St. Patrick's Day. So, obviously, if someone else was commentating the game, they probably would have never brought it up. But for me, it's one of my favorite holidays, especially in the city of Chicago with the green dye and everything. Yeah. I'm so excited that's going to be back. And that's right before DePaul spring break as well. So, good way. You get to see some Green River. You get to celebrate with some friends, and you get to go on spring break, James.
Yeah,
but
Southside Irish Parade is always a great event. And in fact, one of my friends from high school is actually a part of the.
That's awesome.
He's a part of the
exactly.
celebration.
See, everyone loves the St. Patrick's Day parade. It's really monumental in Chicago, the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago's one of the hubs for St. Patrick's
If
Day.
you live in Chicago and you're not at the St. Patrick's Day parade, unless you're working or something else,
unless you're working,
and you're sick. If you're sick, stay inside, please. But
and I went to a high school called St. Patrick's, so we always went to the parade.
Yeah, if you're healthy and you have nothing to do, there's no reason why. And it's always around 40s in March. It's a time you should go. So David Jones will be going to the line for 2 free throws as he makes the first one. St. Patrick's Day, it's called Look at the Irish. DePaul has had some nice luck here today so far. They are up big, 13 points. And, we can go back to a couple plays. David Jones had that Hail Mary, you could say 3
Yeah.
off the glass.
Aaron Rodgers right there.
He really threw that one up with no ambition. He just said, hey, hopefully it's the rim, and it went in. So DePaul is up 14 after Jones hits both free throws. Bryce Aiken has really taken control for the Pirates.
Aiken and Roden, you can't let them slip past you. They've been doing that this entire half.
So
And
Aiken
then,
steps
Aiken
back,
tried to do
loses
that.
it, keeps his feet. Miles Kale with the
travel
ball,
right there.
and he is fouled by Yorane. So Aiken, I think they're going to say that he was losing control of the ball. He didn't really grab it. I think the ball was up for grabs. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a little, yeah. So Miles Kale will go to the line for 2 free throws. That is Anae's first foul of the game.
And only our second foul of the half, and it's been nearly 10 minutes.
Oh, actually, they're going to call that on Javon Johnson. So that foul goes on Johnson. That's his first anyways. As Miles Kale, a 3-point specialist, one of the leaders on this team, just scored his first point of the game. That's not, you can't have that if you're Kevin Willard. That's a guy who needs to at least put up 10, maybe 15. As the second one is good. And now Seton Hall comes back with a press, trying to create something. They are down by 12. Still a lot of time left here at the Wintrust Arena. No Javon Freeman Liberty still. As Jalen Terry on the wing will give it up to Jones up top, back to Terry. A little bit of a 2-3 zone from the Pirates. Jones will drive in, Roden on him. Inside to Johnson, Brendan Johnson that is. He puts it up for 2 over Ubago. And a good play right there by the forward. That's his 8th point of the day. As Aiken goes to Kale on the wing. Kale up top to Aiken, almost stepped into a 3, but goes inside.
Fake pass.
Inside for 2. That one rolls out. Tyrese Samuel out of Montreal, Quebec, couldn't get that one to roll in. And the Blue Demons, who lead by 14, have a chance here to extend their lead. That's Terry off the screen. A deep 3 for the Flint, Michigan sophomore. He misses. And Seton Hall,
scramble for the rebound by
will get the
DePaul.
rebound. Aiken bringing the ball up. A little bit of mismatch. Samuel on Terry it was, but now Anae is on him. Samuel driving in. Kicks it out to Kale. Kale brings it back up to the wing. Kale pulls up for 3. Kale hits the 3. Nothing but nylon for the grad student. And now it's only an 11-point game. And you can see right there, Miles Kale is feeling a little good after that shot. Did a little air guitar.
Yeah, DePaul got to cut. Make sure Gale doesn't get any shots in. Keep the lead going. Add more points. Don't let this lead slip away like it has for the past few games. Terry wide open.
For 3, and he answers with his own 3. Jalen Terry knocks down his 3rd 3 of the game, his 15th point of the game. And
they just gave that one to him. He just stood there. He's like, you want me to do this?
So Miles Kale on the wing. He drives in. The mid-range 2 is off. Terry with the rebound.
Looks like they stopped their press, Seton Hall, and now they're starting to retreat back more quickly.
Jones kicks it to Anae, inside to Johnson. Johnson can't hit it.
Uses his arms to advantage.
Couldn't tip it back in. Roden runs the court. Kale was open in the corner, but Aiken inside drives in on Anae.
Nice.
And Anae swats him. Aiken tried to test the 6'10 senior. Bryce Aiken comes in at 6 foot. So that is a lofty challenge for the point guard. And we'll get a couple substitutions. Roden's out. Abagu's out as Jackson and Kaderi Richmond come back in. Gieberwitt will come in for the Blue Demons for Javon Johnson as Miles Kale's in the corner. That's his spot as he shoots it. And he misses. And that's a rebound right there by Johnson, who gives it to Terry.
Yep, now it looks like Seton Hall has completely abandoned their press scheme and decided to go back in early on defense.
Aiken almost gets a steal right there, but Terry able to get back the ball. Johnson gives it to Jones. Kale on Jones.
Kale trying to wrap his arms around like he didn't get called.
Anae inside. He puts it up and contact off the glass, and Anae records his first field goal as the Blue Demons lead by 16. Anae records his 10-point. Jared Roden will come back in for Miles Kale. So the Blue Demons, just as things were getting a little hectic at 11-point lead, they extend that back to 16. and possibly 17, depending on the free throw, as Alexis Yetna will come in for Tyrese Samuel. So you go one possession without Jared Roden. Seton Hall misses the basket. DePaul gets a 2 and the foul. You realize that you might have to play this whole game as Ane completes the three-point play. That's his 11th point of the night. And Richmond now brings the ball up.
Seton Hall's trying to go a little smaller now because a lot more of their bigger guys in the lineup out there are now being subbed out for a lot more smaller guys.
And
what was
Kaderi Richmond is fouled by Philmon Gieberwitt. Question is that going to be on the ground or on the shot?
Looked like a Trae Young flop foul right there.
No, I wouldn't say that. There was some hands in there, so Kaderi Richmond will go to the line for 2 free throws. Corvisier McCauley will check in after this first free throw. No, but that was a foul at the end of the day. You could see that Gieberwitt got his hands inside. So here's the first free throw by Richmond. It's good by the 6'6" sophomore who has 10 points. McCauley will come in for David Jones. David Jones with a team-high 17 points alongside a team-high 5 steals.
Yeah, definitely keep David Jones for the critical minutes since JFL's out. Well, not completely out, but we don't know if he'll come back in later or not.
Here's the second free throw by Richmond. It's good. 2 for 2 for the sophomore. As Seton Hall brings back their press. McCauley will bring the ball up. Goes back to Terry. Aiken on Terry.
Now it's a one-person press instead of a two-person. Nice moves by Terry.
Terry and Aiken doing a little dance-off right now. Goes to Gieberwitt on the wing. That's Yetna on him, or actually Richmond. Ane goes to Terry on the wing. Terry uses the screen. Tried to pull up for 3. Gets it back. Terry goes to Johnson. Johnson on the wing. There's 2 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to have to throw it up. He throws it up, and he misses it.
And Ane nearly got the rebound, but McCauley will get
gets
it.
The rebound. Gieberwitt for 3 in the corner. Off.
And Ane nearly tipped it back in right there, too.
A rebound by Jackson. Aiken brings the ball up.
Don't let Aiken slip past you.
Tries to do a crossover, and Johnson, too much hand checking by the graduate forward. So we're going to go to a timeout with 7:45 left. The Blue Demons lead 73-58.
Biking in Chicago is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a lifestyle. It's convenient, affordable, and with 13,000 bike racks, parking is never a problem. But with every reward comes a sidecar of risk. In Chicago, over 1,700 cyclists a year are killed or injured in bike accidents involving motor vehicles. Bike safety is simple. First, become familiar with Chicago bike laws. Know your hand signals and when to use them. Love your brain. Get a bike helmet that fits your noggin and deck it out with a headlamp and some reflective gear for riding at night. Bike at least 3 to 4 feet away from parked cars to avoid being struck by a car door being open. Motorists can do their part too by checking their side view mirrors for bike traffic before exiting their vehicle. Most importantly, remember that we're sharing the road. Looking out for both ourselves and each other is the only way to keep Chicago's roads safe, no matter what your wheels look like. For more information on bike safety in Chicago, visit www.chicagobikes.org. This public service announcement was brought to you by Radio DePaul, Chicago's College Connection.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I liked kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
DePaul leads 73-58 with 7:45 to go. Check through here alongside James Stoll III. Seton Hall in a little bit of a cold spell. 0 field goals in the last 2:33. Both teams still trying to find, that one spark. DePaul trying to find that spark that puts the dagger in this game. Seton Hall trying to find that spark that gets them, closer and closer. They've had opportunities, but, they keep finding themselves in a double-digit deficit.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely. Both teams just trying to claw at each other and see who can get this win. DePaul really needs this win in order to get a good start off to the new year because, well, we've been bad. So far, 2022 has not been good for us.
So it'll be Seton Hall ball down here at the baseline.
Richmond's going to be inbounding it.
Got his Steph Curry's on. As Seton Hall is sponsored by Under Armour. No one knew, but they are sponsored by Under Armour. As Roden goes in, he is fouled by David Jones. So Roden will be going to the line for 2 free throws. Roden on the day, 15 points. A chance here to add 2 more.
Looks like the stud section's making fun of the shoes now too.
Hey, he might have pink shoes. They look good.
Yeah, they look good. I still prefer the magenta.
He's one of the best players in the country. So Jared Roden makes his first free throw. 16 points on the day so far. That's a team high as well. And he hits the second one as well. 13-point lead for the Blue Demons.
Yeah, now they're bringing 3 people for the, actually 4 for the press.
Inside to Jones. Jones keeps it up top. We'll give it back to Terry. Terry goes to his left, gives it to Gieberwitt. Gieberwitt goes to Johnson, back to Jones. Jones trying to find someone. Again to inside, that's tipped by Roden. Aiken with the steal. Aiken drives down the lane. In the corner is Roden. Roden's going to drive inside, kick it out to Richmond for 3. That's no good. That's going to be an air ball as David Jones will give that one to the ref. Richmond, a good shooter. He's 1 of 2 before that shot. Kadari Richmond, just took a little off that one. A little too much off.
Thought I could have gotten a souvenir right there.
As Terry brings the ball up.
All right.
Terry stepped back and he loses it. Almost broke his own ankles. And inside it's Yetno with the two-handed slam for safety. And a good play right there by Seton Hall, taking advantage of that turnover. And it's now back to an 11-point game, a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes for DePaul. And Bryce Aiken gets called for the foul. That's going to be the 6th-team foul, and that will be Aiken's first.
And now DePaul, DePaul's in the bonus, so you really can't afford all those fouls.
Goes to Jalen Terry. No Javon Freeman Liberty. Did come back out for about a play. Didn't look like 100%. Coach took him out as Jones goes inside. That one off the glass and in for 2. David Jones puts his 19th point in right there. And right away, Seton Hall comes back. And there's a 3.
Big man with a shot.
That's off the front rim. Gieberwitt gets the rebound, waits for everyone to run past him. Dribbles it up the court. In the corner. Tries to go inside. He does to Ongenda. Ongenda got the better matchup, and he is fouled down low by Yetna. So Nick Ongenda, 1 from 1 from the line, 3 points on today. Will go to the free throw line for 2 shots with 6:04 left, as we'll get a substitution right here. After this first free throw, Abugu will be coming in for the Pirates.
Yeah, definitely need that big front rim presence. And now Harris looks like he's also coming in for the Pirates.
Genda's first free throw is in and out and no good. So Harris and Abudu will come in for Aiken and Yetna. Yetna on the day with 4 points. Aiken was second with about 12. And Nick Ongenda hits the second free throw, and the Blue Demons lead by 14. And Aiken is visibly upset on the bench right here, as Roden has the ball. Roden drives inside on Jones, goes inside off the glass. Offensive rebound up top to Richmond. Richmond drives inside, kicks it out to Harris, up top to Roden.
Bad
pass.
And
that's a terrible pass by the Pirates. And another, self-forced turnover by Seton Hall.
Yeah. Seton Hall can't afford all these turnovers. They're trying to claw their way back, but it's not working for them right now with all these turnovers. Terry right now, he just don't do what he did earlier with that one bad turnover and Just don't be so flashy. Just get the bucket. Ogenda trying to push his way into the paint.
And right there, Abugenda was able to
looks like
do defense, and there was a foul 90 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, I think it was on Johnson.
Johnson with the foul. That's a team 6 foul, so next time DePaul commits a foul, Seton Hall will be in the bonus.
Yep.
So both teams will be in the bonus.
Yeah, no, everyone's in the bonus again.
The rest of the way. So interesting to see if both ways change as Richmond brings the ball up. Richmond kicks it to Jackson. Jackson for 3. That's nothing but net for Trey Jackson, a junior out of Detroit, Michigan. And now it's back to an 11-point game with 5:13 left.
Seton Hall bench now starting to go at it with the stud section over here. One of them just pointing at them. Getting real heated here.
Harris on Terry, and a foul
right
from behind on Harris. Got a little bit of the wrist. Willard calling Aiken to come back in. I assume that's going to be for Harris.
And Aiken coming right back in.
Yeah, and he's going to take Harris's spot as Jalen Terry will go to the line for 1-and-1. Here's the first free throw by Terry, and that one rattles in for the sophomore with 16 points. Terry second on the team with those 16 points. Had himself a stellar game as he misses the second free throw. And Roden will push the ball up. Roden up top to Richmond. Richmond drives inside on Jones. Inside to Ubugu. He's fouled. And the and one for the 7-2 Nigerian. And DePaul has earned the Seton Hall has a chance to make this a single-digit game.
Yeah, Seton Hall crawling their way back in here right now. It's DePaul gotta get the win. We have not gotten a win in 2022. We need this win right now.
Abagu, not the greatest free throw shooter.
And not all big men are good at free throw shooting.
But he makes it, and now it's a 9-point game. And here comes the Seton Hall Pirates.
Yep, now a two-person press with the guards, Richmond and Aiken.
Both teams in the bonus, so you got to watch the physicality as Richmond on
Richmond just shoves him. Richmond just shoves him.
Up top, Terry is. Aiken on him. Switches. Now Richmond on Terry. Sophomore battle right there. Almost a steal right there. David Jones with the ball. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Roden on Jones. Jones drives in. He is spotted away by Abagu. And, oh, man, the big man records his 5th block with authority. And there's only 3 seconds left on the shot clock here. A quick catch-and-shoot play for the Blue Demons.
Ref telling Seton Hall's bench to get off the court.
They're feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Terry can't find anywhere to go. Goes all the way to Jones. 2 seconds. 1 second. Throws it up. He stepped out of bounds, and that's going to be a turnover. And Seton Hall basketball with 4:24 left.
Too much time right now for DePaul. There's too much time left on the clock for DePaul to let this lead go. You got to secure this. You need the win.
Richmond brings
You're playing
the ball
well all
up.
game. Don't let it slip away.
Kicks it out to Roden on the wing. Roden drives inside. Up for 2. That's going to roll out. David Jones with the rebound. And Jones gives it to Terry. Terry with 4 minutes left in this game has the ball. Bryce Aiken on him. Goes to Johnson. Misses the steal as
Aiken
Jackson.
coming for the double team.
That's going to be a blocking foul. So Johnson will go to the line for a 1-and-1. But we're going to go to a media timeout. Stay tuned here as it's a 77-68 ball game.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
The Blue Demons lead during this media timeout. Brandon Johnson will be going to the line for 1-1, but if you're Seton Hall, James, this feels like your last chance to make a run and tie or potentially take the lead.
Yeah, definitely. The game's closing in, less than 4 minutes to go. You got to secure the win if you're DePaul, and if you're Seton Hall, you got to force your way to force overtime or get the win now. You don't got much time left.
Yeah, they've outscored DePaul by 8 here in the second half. It's been a resilient effort from guys like Jared Roden, Bryce Aiken, and Miles Kale. But on the other side, it's really been Jalen Terry and David Jones accounting for 17 of the 25 here in the second half. But DePaul has a little bit of a cold streak. No field goals for the last 2 minutes and 34 seconds. On the other side, Seton Hall has been taking advantage of those opportunities, but this is big free throws right here by Johnson, who's 4 for 4 on the day from the line. So only a 9-point lead. Seton Hall gets the ball back, and you got to hit these free throws if you're Johnson.
Yeah, definitely hit the free throws, especially considering Johnson hasn't been shooting so well tonight from beyond the arc or anywhere other than the free throw line. Just contribute, get your free throws in, help your team get this win because they really need this one right now, especially considering your next opponent is Xavier, who are an even bigger threat.
Yeah, Xavier is definitely going to give DePaul a test as Johnson makes the first free throw. He is 5 for 5 on the day, but not even just that. I mean, still got teams like, not after this game, and after your Xavier game, you got to go to Omaha and play Creighton. You got to go to Villanova, Connecticut, Xavier, Georgetown, Providence. I mean, the list just goes on and on as Johnson misses the second one. DePaul able to get the offensive rebound. Jones able to secure it. A double
Jones
team
waves
on
him
him.
Off looking for the foul.
And they call a timeout. So they call a timeout. And that's a good call right there by David Jones as DePaul. They have a lot of timeouts left. They have 2 more left remaining these last 4 minutes. We're going to go to a quick 30 and be right back.
The best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're listening to Division I Big East coverage, live on Radio DePaul Sports, the student voice of your DePaul Blue Demons.
3:52 left here in the second half. The Blue Demons lead by 10. We haven't seen Javon Freeman-Liberty since his injury. I mean, we saw him for a minute, was taken out right after that. We don't know the extent of the injury, but he is not in for the Blue Demons. But they have done themselves a good job between the duo of David Jones and Jalen Terry, as Terry goes to Jones up top, and Richmond fouls him with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hates that call
and
right
that's
there.
something you cannot have at all. With David Jones was just going to throw up a shot, and that foul puts DePaul in the double bonus, so now that's going to be automatically 2 free throws for Jones.
Yeah, neither team really wants to get too physical unless you want everyone going to the free throw line, and that's what killed Seton Hall earlier because DePaul kept going to the line and getting the free throws in. That's what gave him such a good lead.
So Jones hits his first free throw. He has a team-high 20 points alongside 7 rebounds and 5 steals, and he hits the second one as well. So make that 21 for the 6'6" sophomore guard out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So Richmond goes to Abadou.
Nice
and
steal by Johnson.
With the steal will go to David Jones, and you feel like a 3 right here could really put a dagger into today's game. As Johnson has it up top.
Richmond getting a little physical right here.
And Johnson loses again. Goes to Gieberwit. Goes to Terry with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. This could be it right here. Terry loses
Nice
Aiken.
moves.
Aiken trying to guard him. Terry with 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Step back 3.
Ooh,
Off
nearly
the
had
front
it.
rim. Seton Hall with the rebound. Richmond pushes up. Goes to Aiken with 2:45 left.
Getting around the screen right
Aiken
now against Johnson.
Johnson inside
Nice
Abagou.
pass.
Inside, he is fouled by Yori and Ney, so that's going to be 2 shots. Aiken a little bit slow getting up from that contact. So Ike Abagou will go to the line for 2 free throws. Hit his only free throw earlier in this half when he had a 3-point play.
Looking to try to help his team claw their way back into this game.
First one's up, and it's good. The 7'2" big man with a nice stroke has himself 5 blocks, 10 rebounds, and 6 points. Here's the second free throw, and it's good from the Nigerian 7'2".
Looks like now there's 3-man press by Seton Hall.
So David Jones, that's tipped. Terry able to retrieve it. Terry brings it up the
Here
court.
comes Richmond getting real physical
Richmond
right
from
there.
behind, and they call another foul on him, and Kevin Willard throws his hands at the ref saying, whatever, we can't do anything if you're calling those calls. And that's Richmond's 4th. And
that's his 4th foul, I believe, now.
yeah,
Yes,
that's his
he's
4th foul.
really
Jalen Terry will be going to the line for 2 free throws.
And Richmond's one of their better defenders for the game right now. If he gets fouled out, it's not really going to be good for you.
And
especially
Terry
perimeter.
hits the first one. Seems like Seton Hall misses their next basket. Maybe DePaul's another one that's probably going to do it here at the Wintrust Arena as Terry hits both. Has 18 points. The sophomore has played 30 minutes so far as Richmond brings the ball up. Richmond trying to find something. Aiken gets the ball up top. Aiken drives in. He's fouled by Terry. So Aiken will be going to the line for 1 and 1.
Aikenson got sent flying into the back over here. would have been 2 people back here near us.
So Aiken goes to the line. It's going to be 1 and 1. Abagou will be taken out. Miles Kale comes back in. Aiken's first shot is good. So the grad transfer from Randolph, New Jersey, started his career at Harvard University, Ivy League school. Now here playing for the Big East, Seton Hall Pirates, as he hits both free throws. 10-point game. DePaul can end it right here with probably any made basket as Seton Hall applies their press, goes to David Jones down low in the corner.
Press.
And
And a
Richmond
foul. That's his
called
5th
for a foul. And you can tell by Kevin Willard's reaction, he's not surprised.
Yeah, you can tell by the whole bench.
I think for Kevin Willard, he's not arguing it anymore. I think he's unhappy with the officiating. He's going to avoid getting a technical or getting ejected. He's just going to say whatever. So Richmond is fouled out with his 5th foul. And, yeah, so 2 free throws, that could be it right here. If they're able to hit both of them, that could be all here. And DePaul would have their first ranked win and their first Big East win of the season.
And of the Tony Stubblefield era. Considering DePaul hasn't gotten a win since.
Our last one was against UIC.
Yeah, UIC. All the way back December 14th. almost a month ago. Damn, it's really been a month since then.
So it will be David Jones. Who else to put a cap on a night he's had? He has really taken over the reins as he misses the first free throw. So Devon Johnson comes in for Yorane. What a job by DePaul being able to hold this lead without JFL for a majority of the second half.
Yeah, use his injury as a rallying cry to get the win.
And David Jones hits the second 11-point game. Seton Hall needs to basically make everything they shoot as Aiken brings the ball up.
Looks like he's calling. Coach is calling.
Aiken loses it. Devon Johnson, that's going to be a loose ball foul on Johnson. So Aiken will go to the line for two free throws it should be. So DePaul, well, they haven't scored in the last 4 of 20. They've been able to keep this lead. And DePaul trying to stall a little bit maybe. But nevertheless, Aiken will go to the line for 1-1. He's shooting 7 and 8 from the line today. 14 points alongside 25 minutes played. Seton Hall, as a collective group, they're shooting 88% from the free throw line, 22 of 25 as he hits the first one. And this is back to a 10-point game. Seton Hall has never led in this game today. They were tied at 0-0, and then DePaul ever since then has had the lead. As now it's the 9-point game.
4-man press again when Aiken's looking back.
And David Jones is wide open by the announcers from Fox Sports 1. Jones goes, there's a steal right there by Jackson. Jackson pushes up the court. Miles Kale, the Euro step 4-2 is good. And now it's a 7-point game, and Coach Stubblefield calls a timeout. We're going to stay right here as things are getting interesting at the Wintrust Arena. DePaul's had many chances to put this one away, but good press defense by the Pirates. They're able to keep this one at a distance. What do you draw up if you're Stubblefield?
For one, no more turnovers. Just play it simple. Try to drain out that clock and maybe get a couple more buckets in while you're doing that. And don't let anyone shoot a three, because that just makes your lead that much smaller. If you end up giving up points, let that Euro step happen. Don't get aggressive so you end up sending them straight to the line, because that just stops the clock from draining out and it keeps the game going, which you don't want to drag this out much longer.
So DePaul will pass it down here. 7-point game. DePaul hasn't made a field goal in the last 4:37. So
another 4-man press with.
I think the ref is telling Johnson right here he's able to run the baseline.
Trey Jackson's the only one going back to the other side of the court. Everyone else is guarding someone.
Yeah, he's able to run the baseline.
Jones.
Johnson can't find anywhere to go. He goes to Terry in the corner. Terry double team, nowhere really to go. Almost a travel. Goes to David Jones on the wing. Gives it to Terry. That could have went south for DePaul, but they get out of it for now with 1:40 left in the second half. As Javon Johnson hands it off to David Jones. Up by 7 the Blue Demons are. Jones on Jackson. Jones drives in for
There you go!
Off the glass, and that could be it.
That's what you need right now from David Jones.
Records his 24th point of the game. Aiken,
don't
step
let him
back
shoot the three.
For 3. That's off. And
get that
David
rebound.
Jones
there you go.
with the rebound. A minute to go, and that could be it. I think Blue Demons like to make one more shot to make sure it's over.
Yeah.
And Jalen Terry goes to
nice
the corner.
pass.
Devon Johnson thought about it, takes a step back. David Jones with the ball, 1 minute and counting here at the Wintrust Arena.
Atkins coming in for the
Terry
double
in the
team.
wing. Terry drives in. Terry's mid-range shot is good,
There
and that is the dagger.
That might be it, folks.
Jalen Terry puts a bow on this one as DePaul is going to record their first Big East win, their first ranked win, as Jared Roden hits the mid-range and Kevin Willard calls a timeout with 46 seconds left, but it appears that DePaul is going to get out of the losing streak with a win here against Seton Hall. Game's not over yet, but it's looking like they are going to win tonight.
Yeah, DePaul definitely needs this because, as we said earlier, Xavier, one team you got to focus on that. At this point, get the win and start focusing on preparing for all those away games, because this is their last game at home. Everything else now, it's on the road.
Yeah, definitely. The next time the Blue Demons are going to play here at the Wintrust Arena will become January 29th against UConn. That game is at 5:30. So Blue Demons are going to have a little bit of a road trip, 2 road trip games, and back here for the Seton Hall Pirates. They'll be right back in action. They're going to have to face off against the Marquette Golden Eagles in 2 days, and then Providence as well. So Seton Hall trying, Kevin Willard saying game ain't over yet, but 30 or 46 seconds left. I mean, I felt like Jalen Terry's mid-range shot was kind of a dagger, but hey, maybe one more.
Yeah, maybe get one more in for good measure.
Jack Sparrow didn't go down with one hit. You know, these Pirates in Seton Hall, Jack Sparrow didn't go down with one hit. It took him a couple times to take him down. So that's what DePaul's trying to do right now, take down the Pirates. Both teams wearing and vibing with the blue colors. I get a little mixed up when you look at the scoreboard. They both had the same shade of blue, as Johnson having trouble to find someone. That is 5 seconds. So DePaul or Seton Hall will get the ball. DePaul with a costly turnover, and Seton Hall has a chance right here with 46 seconds left to make this a 2-possession game.
And Bryce Aiken's back in here now.
Yeah, the question is, who do you go to here? Jameer Harris, corner 3. That's off. That's going to be off the hands of Johnson. It will be Seton Hall ball still here at the baseline. Seton Hall still has some life here, and they're going to review this call. It's a close call. They're going to review it. I really didn't see it. In real life time, I did not see who that went off of.
Yeah.
They're saying off Johnson. I think that's the biggest thing. They're saying it went off of Johnson first. Both teams, not the greatest of shooting, but I mean, when they both free throws, we had a combined 62 free throws from both teams here today. So both teams attacked the paint, and both teams played a very physical basketball, kind of old school, Big East in a way.
Yeah, old school. You love to see it, despite the fact that Seton Hall's got a big man like Obagao.
Yeah, Obagao, really.
I believe he has 5 blocks now.
Yeah, 5 blocks and 10 rebounds and 7 points.
Damn. I honestly thought the way he was playing at the first half, I kind of thought he beat his 6-block record from last game.
So Seton Hall, it will be Seton Hall ball with 42.8 left. Aiken inside to Roden. Roden's fouled, and the and one. Jared Roden makes this interesting, and this is now a 7-point game with a free throw left. Oh, man. 7-point game. Jared Roden goes to the line. 21 points for the grad student. Here's the free throw. It's good. It's a 6-point game. 2 possessions.
Definitely get it out to someone and just run.
There was a 5-second violation. Goes to Terry. That's a foul on number 20, Brandon Weston. His first action today so far. Willard just using guys off his bench to commit fouls. So Terry will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Aikens might come back in for Weston maybe, or somebody else.
So Aiken's going to come in for Weston after this free throw. Get him out there on the offense side, because Aiken, I believe, he's close to fouling out. He has 2 fouls, so he's got a couple to work with, but not out there as Terry makes the first one, and now it goes back to a 3-possession game.
Might be bringing Weston back out now, yeah, because he's in coach's seat.
Yeah, it seems like if Seton Hall does score here as Terry makes the second one, they'll just put him back right in there. There goes Aiken bringing the ball up. 8-point game. Aiken almost loses it. Drives inside. Easy 2 underhand is good. Goes back to a 6-point game. And this is what they want to do. They want to press you and make you pass it out. Johnson's in the corner, has nowhere to go. That's going to be stolen and out of bounds on Johnson. That should be Seton Hall basketball. It is. It is the Pirates basketball.
No. Oh,
And
wait.
It's Pirates. It should be Pirates basketball. Official on the other side is saying Seton Hall basketball too. So this should be Seton Hall ball. From my eye, that was off Johnson's hand.
Yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic sequence right there.
But now they're down by 6 with 30 seconds to go. And they have the ball here at their own basket. Miles Cale will pass the ball out. Aiken will drive inside.
Like that.
He goes, and that one rolls in. And we have ourselves a game. Seton Hall down by 4.
Jones has
26
got to get
seconds
open.
left.
Hurl it to
Johnson
Jones.
trying to find
Johnson's
somewhere to go.
Hurl it.
He has nowhere to go. And a foul. Quick call by the official. Question is, really, I don't know where they could have called that one. There was not much action when Gieberwitt picked that up, but that's going to be a foul. DePaul's going to shoot 2 shots at the line. Philmon Gieberwitt, who is 1 of 5 on the day so far, 3 points, no free throws attempted. That foul, they have not said who it's again. Yes.
Needs to make these free throws because Seton Hall is now clawing back with 4-point lead.
Yeah, Seton Hall also has no timeouts as Gieberwitt misses the first free throw, and this game is not over yet. Oh my goodness. If Stubblefield had hair, it'd be going out right now. And Gieberwitt makes the second one. A 5-point game, 26 seconds left. You're fine with the 2 or a 3.
Aikens is about to slip right past
for 2.
him.
And that's blocked. That's going to be David Jones with the block. That's going to be Seton Hall basketball, though, on the baseline. So 5-point game.
No more
Which
shot
play?
clock.
Who's going to make the play? Roden, wing 3. He hits the 3, and it's a 2-point game with 19 seconds to go.
You need to get it out to Jones. Just get someone.
Wow.
Jones or Johnson to the line.
Johnson
Someone.
goes to Terry. He loses it. Oh, they
That's
call
a
a foul. And Kevin Willard has to be careful here. He does not want to get a technical down by 2.
Yeah,
that ball, if that was not a foul, that would have been Seton Hall basketball and easily a tie game.
Yeah, it could have easily been a tie game. Jeez. This is a thriller.
So Jalen Terry, the sophomore, with a career-high 22 points, will go to the line and try to make this a 2-possession game with 18 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Big East basketball at 4 o'clock. Doesn't disappoint. Yeah. Terry makes the first one. It's a 3-point game. 31 free throws made by DePaul today. This is a big shot. 3-point game. Terry. He rattles in the second free throw. 4-point game. You're fine with the 2 if you're DePaul. Your press has worked as Aiken with the ball.
Don't let him slip
drives
past.
inside. He goes in. He's fouled with 15 seconds to go. Philmon Gieberwitt put a body on him, and Aiken, who is 9 of 10 from the line, a chance for 2 shots.
Stofield, he's got 1 timeout left.
Oh man, this minute has felt like an hour. This
is
it seconds or minutes on the clock?
It's a little bit chilling here because of the cold Chicago breeze out there.
15.5 left on the clock. Aiken, oh man, a guy who loves the moment. 20 points on the day so far. He has 2 free throws. The first one is good. Rattles in. 3-point game. And here's now what makes it interesting. If he makes this free throw, they're going to stop play and let Weston come in and substitute, which gives Seton Hall the chance to set up their press. As Aiken makes a second, it's a 2-point game. Here comes Weston in for Aiken. And DePaul has really struggled against this press so far. Yeah. 2-point game, 15 seconds to go. Johnson running the baseline.
Hurl it down court.
And they call a timeout. DePaul will call their final timeout with 15.5. We're staying right here, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Thiel alongside James Stoll III. We thought this game was over after a Jalen Terry mid-range shot. And ever since then, they have just – Seton Hall has just somehow made this a game. Jalen Terry made that mid-range shot with about – actually, DePaul was up by 7 with 26 seconds left. And now they're only up by 2.
It does not feel like it's been that quickly.
Yeah,
Feels like 5 minutes of going on at this point.
Jalen Terry hit a bucket. It was a 7-point game with 30. He hit a 2. It was 89-81 with 35 seconds left. It's a 9-3 run the last about 17 seconds left. And this has every chance of going Seton Hall's way. I don't know, man. This is what a game we have here today. Setting up Tuesday's action. We do have other Big East action going on as well. The Georgetown Hoyas are facing off against the Butler Bulldogs. The Georgetown Hoyas are trailing 14-10, but we got to stay right here as the Blue Demons lead by 2. They'll be passing it down here at the baseline, and this Seton Hall press has really stifled DePaul. And now Stubblefield has had the chance to draw up a play. The question is, what kind of play did he draw up here?
Definitely try to get out to Jones or anyone who's a good free throw shooter. I'm surprised he hasn't brought back a Nay in there, some big man.
So Johnson will pass the ball out. Trey Jackson will guard with his lengthy hands. He goes to Terry. That's going to be a foul. Oh, you couldn't hear that whistle, but it is a foul. It appears that's going to be on Jared Roden. That's his third. Terry, who is 7-9 from the line, will shoot 2 free throws.
Here comes
with
Aikens
14.9.
Here comes Aikens again.
Oh, man. Terry, with 1 free throw made here, has a chance to take over the team high in points. 2 shots. He only has to miss 1 for Seton Hall to have a chance. And he makes the first one. Jalen Terry has a team high, 25 points.
50% from the field.
17 of those points have come in this second half. Here is the second free throw. It's good. It's back to a 4-point game. Substitution.
Here comes Ane.
Yorine will come in for, it appears, Javon Johnson.
Bringing in the big man.
Trying to stop. They're going to try to stop that inside game. You have Jared Roden under the basket.
Coming with a 3-man press.
Aiken with the ball. He pushes it up the
Aikens
court.
Heberwit
trailing. He's blocked. That's off a Nay. It will be Seton Hall basketball. 9 seconds to go. 94-90. Roden's in the wing. He shoots the 3.
And they just got
misses
shoved.
it. Foul and barely misses the putback. But Jameer Harris goes to the line for 2 free throws with 5.8 left. Harris barely missed a 3-point play opportunity. The ball just rolled out of the basket.
There comes Weston again.
Well, Aiken
and Johnson looks like
both
teams are swapping somebody
Aiken
out.
is not 100%. He is definitely going through some pain right now.
Yeah, he's a bit more slow. Oh, never mind. Looks like Ane's staying in.
So
and
Johnson will come in for Gieberwit. Harris, no free throws on the day. 0-3 from the 3-point line. 1-4 from the field. He has 2 points today so far. Seton Hall has shot 90% from the field or the free throw line, and they continue it right there. 94-91, 5.8 left. You really have, 2 true free throw shooters for DePaul and Jones and Terry, and it looks like they're going to tell Jackson he has to stand there. So 5.8 left, 94-91. Harris' second free throw is good. 2-point game, 5.8 left. Seton Hall sets up the press. You're going to have to do a quick foul right here. Johnson will pass it out.
Throw it.
Johnson goes to Terry again.
Whoa.
And Terry fouled by Miles Kale from behind. That takes off about 0.6 seconds, 5.2 left on the clock. Terry is 9 of 11 from the free throw line. It seems like Seton Hall is saying Terry has to miss one at some point. And no teams have timeouts, so the only timeout we're going to have is the game's over. We're going to overtime. That's the only timeout we'll get. So Jalen Terry, sophomore, Flint, Michigan, having a career-best game, goes to the line for 2 free throws. That was Miles Kale's first foul on the game. And question is, are they going to be looking at time? And nope. There might have been a discussion if they would have looked at time, but Jalen Terry's first free throw is good. 10 of 12 from the free throw line, Jalen Terry is.
Here comes Aikens again, going in for Weston. Weston's taking taking Coach Willard's seat over there.
Terry's free throw, second one's up. It's good. And the sophomore with poise might have just given DePaul the win with 5, 4, 3. Aiken goes in, step back, and he's blocked. And that's going to do it. The Blue Demons escape. Escape a thriller here at the Wintrust Arena. They get their first Big East win of the year. They get their first ranked win of the year, and they get their first win of the 2022 new year. But what a game. David Jones, Jalen Terry, they combined for 52 points. Jalen Terry free throws ultimately won DePaul this game.
Yep. That almost got backfired for us right there. Oof.
Yeah, it's Jalen Terry, 20 points in the second half. David Jones had 14, and the Blue Demons now are second to last in the Big East. They aren't last anymore. They are second to last, and they'll look to start a new win streak as they'll face off the Xavier Musketeers this week. For Jack Thiel alongside James Stoll, Nate in the studio. We want to thank you guys for tuning in, and you guys have a nice and safe night.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I liked kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.